One, two, three. Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. It's Barry Blake here, speaking to you from where I live, of course, which is New Zealand. And I'm very honored to be speaking to you on this DNA webinar tonight, this morning, this afternoon, wherever you are. In my time zone, it's very early in the morning, 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning. And as I say, I'm privileged to be speaking with you here today, and I want to share with you a few things about DittoTalk and 4Life, and a few updates on some of the things that we're doing. So as I say, Barry Blake, I've been with 4Life now for 18 years, 17 years, and they have been 17 of some of the best years of my life for myself and my family. A little bit of history about where I come from. We all bring our own experiences to the table, of course, when we're talking to anyone about our industry and about our opportunity. And mine is as a traditional business owner. So my father and I began a business many, many years ago now. Started it when I was about 30 years of age, 25, 30. And we built that business up to be something quite substantial. And in my country, when you employ 100 people and you've got 3 landlords and 3 retail shops, and you wholesale and export, you've got a fairly substantial business. In some countries that's small, but where I live, that's pretty good. And we spend a lot of time. We spent 15 to 20 years building that business up. And for anybody who has had their own business, they will know the kind of effort and attention that a business like that needs. The problem with a business like that is that in our country, we had a change of government that took our country from being basically like a communist country where we had a wage freeze, a rent freeze, a price freeze. You couldn't take money in and out of the country. You couldn't export if you weren't given the correct paperwork. You couldn't import if there was a local manufacturer. And we had a change of government basically because the country was bankrupt. That new government in 2 months took us from that communist model to being the most open country in the world, where you could import anything, bring as much money in as you wanted, send it out if you wanted, floated the dollar. And the consequence of that was that 3/4 of New Zealand's manufacturing businesses went out of business, and we were one of them. We just didn't have time to learn the new dance steps that we needed to learn to continue, and we lost our business. So when I finished that business and came out of it with way less than nothing, because we had borrowed a huge amount of money to put into the company to keep it going and to try and save it, my family was worse than broke. I was well worse than broke. I can tell you, we had hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of debt. And I knew we were in trouble, but what were we going to do? How could we dig ourselves out of this hole? I came out of the traditional business arena with a number of golden rules, as you would if you had have been through the experience that we went through. Traditional business is the way to get leverage into your life, meaning that you get other people's hours into your own life. That's why people start businesses. But of course, if you're thinking of starting a traditional business, you better have at least $300,000 in your pocket or more, because anything is going to soak up that amount of money over a period of time. So I started looking for a business system, and I know that little ads work and you can attract cold market people into our networking marketing industry, because that's exactly what happened to me. I answered a little ad in a newspaper that said something like, be your own boss, unique business system where you can get leverage, or something like that. And so I ended up as a network marketer without knowing too much about it. But what got me really excited was that I could get the leverage that I'd had in traditional business without having to employ anybody. And when I looked at all the advantages that network marketing brought me, I was really, really excited. And I decided there and then that this was going to be my future, whatever it took to make it happen. As I say, a traditional business costs $300,000 plus, or you better have $1 million if you're looking at a franchise that is of any significance. Whereas the setup costs in network marketing can be less than $1,000. I mean, to come aboard into 4Life with 100 life points, the minimum kind of entry level, you're looking at somewhere around about $300 in my country. So that's a significant, very easy entry level. In traditional business, you've got monthly rent, and irrespective of what you're earning or what you're selling or what profit you're making, that rent is going out the door. In our network marketing business, we have no rent. I mean, I've run my own personal network marketing business now, my 4Life business, from home for 17 years. In traditional business, you have to open and close your doors every single day. If they're not open, you're not earning. And holidays and things like that are just a huge problem because the door's closed, no money's coming in. In network marketing, of course, we're open 24/7. We earn money while we're asleep. If we're in other time zones and other people are doing things that we don't even know about, they can be ordering products online. All of those things are happening to us 24/7. In traditional business, you better be there 12 to 14 hours a day. Now, I'm not saying that I haven't worked 12 to 14 hours a day in my network marketing business, but that's through choice, not because I have to open a door. I can work 2 to 3 hours a day if I wished. Transport to and from the business. In traditional business, you better have a way of getting your people to your company. Transport is a big issue. In network marketing, we have no transport issues, especially for things like deliveries. The company does all of that for us, to us and to our customers. In traditional business, you have to pay staff. And when I say pay staff, I mean in all sorts of ways. I think probably one of the most significant divisions that we had in our company was our budgeting division. It seemed like everybody we employed didn't have the ability to spend less than they earned every month. So we had to budget for them. And all of these kinds of functions that you don't think about that you'll have to be doing when you've got a traditional business. In network marketing, of course, we just look after ourselves. You've got gas and water and electricity in traditional business. You've got superannuation to be looking after. That is a huge one. We do none of that, of course, in network marketing. You better be very, very skilled at legal issues. You better have a good lawyer or two, as we did. In fact, a whole company working for you on retainer. These are huge costs and big liabilities. In network marketing, you don't have to do any of these things. You better have a very good accountant. In fact, we had an accountant who ended up working for us. It's very time consuming, that part of the company. We have 4Life do all of those things for us without charging us a single dime. And in network marketing, of course, you and I don't have any of those issues that we need to. A biggie for me is in traditional business, you have less time for your family and your friends. And you try and fit everything in because you've got to be there to open the doors. You've got people in different locations. You're always thinking about who's actually turned up on time to open up the store or the shop or the factory or whatever it is. In network marketing, and this is the big one for me, it allows you more time for your family. I care for my brother Kevin, who he's a type 1 diabetic, and he has dementia, and he's a couple of years younger than me, but just before my dad died, he just had a quiet word with me and said, I'm not going to be here probably, so can I ask you please to make sure that you look after Kevin? Well, I would anyway, of course, because he's my brother, but this business, our 4Life business, has allowed me to spend a huge amount of time looking after my brother. And if you've ever had another person who you care for, as many people have, of course, there's nothing, I'm not doing anything unique here, of course, I'm just saying how much time it takes. But when you have another person who you do everything for, like you arrange all the appointments, the banking, the internet, every single thing, all of his housing, all of his care, people who come night and morning, his doctors and all that. This takes a huge amount of time. And who would do that if I didn't do that? If I didn't have the time to do that, how would he have the quality of life that I want him to have? My mother also has dementia. We haven't all got it in my family, but lots of families have older people. My mum's 90. It's not unnatural to have a bit of care needed. So we have to look after her as well in a home and all the things that she needs. So that's the big one for me. And of course, if you want to have more time for your family, of course, you have to have income that makes it possible for you to have that time. So that is all wrapped up together in a real ball there. And that's the big one for me. Market fluctuations and world fluctuations in economic issues. Well, 4Life have been going now for 17 years, 18 years, and every single year 4Life has grown. Now, I don't know many companies or companies that you could actually say that would happen over such a long period of time. So that's how well run our company is. In a traditional business, if you want income, you have to have the shop open or the factory open. In network marketing, we have this passive income. Once you've spent the time investing your time and setting up your business, and you have a team of people who you work with every day, then you have a passive income, because all of those people are purchasing product. They have customers who are purchasing product, from which a little bit of commission filters back up to you. And the bigger your team and the bigger your network, the bigger that passive or residual income, as we call it, is. In traditional business, public holidays means you're closed. In network marketing, in our For Life business, of course, it doesn't matter whether people are having a public holiday or not. They can still purchase product. They can still talk to people and build their team, which means that your team is building as well. In traditional business, how many shops can you actually open, or how many factories can you actually have? Only as many as you personally can deal with. In network marketing, we can have thousands of shops, right? Every single person who comes and joins our team is a shop, because they're talking to people. We all have the fantastic For Life tools that we have available to us. Of course, that we've got the wonderful shop that For Life have, and any of our customers and anybody in our team can go and purchase product online. And man, you wouldn't want to be competing with online purchasing anymore, would you? I mean, even in my country, which is as far away from just about anybody, I can order something on Amazon.com and it can arrive freight free in 3 days. Doesn't matter what it is. Anywhere in the world now, people are purchasing product online, making it extremely difficult to to compete with, you know. So I've been privileged enough to be part of the DittoTalk creation. That is one of the most genius things that I have ever seen. When I first came into this industry, I knew nothing about it. As I said to you, I answered a little ad in the paper, and I had this guy talking to me. He sent me some brochures. The thing that got me excited was I could spend my time building a network. I could see how all these people could come aboard into my team, and if they only found just one person a month each, wow, at the end of 5 years, what a picture that was. That got me so excited I could hardly stand still. So I talked to this gentleman who sent me the brochures, and I said, hey, listen, I'm interested in knowing more about this. He said, sure, it's really simple to come aboard. He just told me that he was on his way to catch an aeroplane in the next hour, and if I met him on the way to the airport, I could sign the paperwork, he could give me some product, and I would be in the business. So I jumped in my car and I met this gentleman on his way to the airport, and I signed the paperwork. He threw me 2 bottles of product as he roared off and said, as I yelled to him, so how do I build a business? And he said, just tell as many people about that product as you can, as he roared off, and I never saw him again. That he was my sponsor. So I didn't come into it with much training. So what he didn't know was that when somebody says to someone like me, tell as many people about it as you can, he didn't know what that meant, or what I thought it meant. So I then spent the next 3 months telling 200 people a week about my new business. I sent them all an audio tape. In those days, that's how we did it. Nothing like the sophistication and ease of which we can do it today. And I ended up with quite a number of people coming back to me saying, wow, that looks pretty interesting product. What do I do? So I ended up with some customers. I got my check to around $500 or $600 or $700 a month, and I couldn't drive it any higher. And I thought, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? And I figured I didn't know anything about what I was doing. I hadn't been trained. I hadn't educated myself on how to do it. So I found that there was a seminar in another country, in Australia, where many of the top people in our industry were gathering for a 2-week seminar. People like John Milton Fogg, who wrote The Greatest Networker in the World, and Randy Gage, and some of these, Rennie Yarnell, a few, as I subsequently found out, heroes in our industry, were gathering, and I could go along and I could be trained by these people. So anyway, after 2 weeks, I came out with my network marketing diploma, and what I learned was I learned from John Fogg that people are everything. That this is a people business, and I learned from people like Randy Gage that this is a systems business. So I figured that if I wrapped both of those two things together, then I would have a better chance at succeeding in this business. So we need people, of course. You need to be a good people person. You need to be able to read people. And this is one of the reasons why we have at the beginning of the DittoTalk presentation a short way that people can let you have a bit of a clue about who they are. So you may be able to talk to them in a more intelligent fashion, and so that you can lean towards them a little bit. Because as we know, in any conversation, uh, people need to lean together, right? They need to lean together so that the conversation and the relationship can happen. Well, when you are first starting to talk to a person on DittoTalk, you may not know a lot about them. So when they tell you that they're a green or a red or a yellow or a blue, you're just getting a bit of a feeling of how you may be able to talk to them in a more friendly way, mirror their language a little bit. So it enables you to have a better chance to have a better conversation with that person. So systems, and then I found out that systems are everything. So, and of course, DittoTalk is part of a fantastic system that we are creating, that our good friend Dave Daughtry and our main mentor, of course, and my hero Dave Daughtry is bringing to us all. And I'm just, as I said before, privileged enough to be a small part of the team that's making this DittoTalk available. So it's part of a system. The DittoTalk is part of the presentation tool, but what's being developed is a much bigger part of it. That's part of it. And we're looking at creating a full lead page system so that people can advertise on Facebook ads or AdWords on Google and send people to a really cool lead page so they can register, and then we receive the prospects, or the potential business partner, as I call them, the PBP, their details, so that you can pick up the phone and say, hi Mary, hey, thanks so much for looking at my little video on my lead page, and man, I've got something really exciting to talk to you about here now. And you set up a DittoTalk presentation. So I'm just hoping that my good friend Corey, who's helping me with this call, is going to be able to show you a little video that we've made up. If you haven't seen this video, you'll certainly recognize the voice, I'm sure, on the video. So Corey, can we just run that little video for everyone now, just so they can have a look at what people are going to see when they come to the lead page, please? How cool is this? I'm in New Zealand and Corey's in San Diego. By the way, it's really cool to see so many people on the call from all over the place, all over the world. Okay, so I'm sure you recognize that gentleman's voice. And when a person comes to the lead page from a little ad that you may have placed, then they will see this video and have an opportunity to register for a personality profiling. It's actually a change profiling system that Dave has had created by this gentleman, Tyler Tate, who's one of the top people in the world. They will, from doing the questionnaire or the profiling system, they will find out which one of 4 change personalities they have. Now, this is what we call our lead page magnet, right? Every lead page has to have a magnet that encourages a person to sign up. And we're in the middle of the creation of all of this at the moment. There's a lot to do. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. I know when you don't see anything happening from day to day, you might think that people aren't doing anything, but trust me, there's a huge amount of work going on in the back of all this. There's a lot of it. Some of it's like proprietary and specialized code that has to be done to create different parts of this, particularly on the profiling side of it. But the basic concept of the end result is that a person will register to receive the profiling system, Tyler Tate's profiling system, and you will receive an email saying that Mary or whoever has registered for that. They will go directly to the profiling system so that they can run themselves through that. There are 36 sets of questions that they will have, and they'll have a little slide bar that they'll choose which of 2 opposing statements they prefer for themselves. And inside all of that, the algorithms at the back determines which one of the 4 change personality types they have. When they receive their result, irrespective of the result, they will receive some advice at the end of their profile, advising them that their profiling system, their profile is perfect for either starting their own business or franchising or network marketing. So we will be giving them some guidelines for what they should be looking to do with their particular profile skill sets. You will pick up the phone, of course, and we will pick up the phone and we will say, "Hi, Mary. It's Barry Blake here. Thanks so much for registering on my lead page, and I know now that you will have received the Tyler Tate profiling system for change, and you might even have your results there. Did you complete it, Mary, and have you got your results? I'd love to know what you turned out to be." So whatever she is, you'll be able to have a little conversation if you wished about that. And then you'll say, and Mary, so the next step on this great journey we have here for you is we just need to get together for 15 minutes in front of your computer. We both need to be in front of our computers, and I want to show you the most genius little presentation. It'll take about 15 minutes, and it'll take you to the next stage, and I can show you what gets me out of bed so excited every day, every morning. And you set up a DittoTalk right there and then. You might even be able to do it straight away with Mary, because of course with the DittoTalk, you can just simply go to bebetter123.com and get her into the bebetter123.com, and you're both looking at the screen. It can happen right there if you wished. So it doesn't matter whether Mary has or hasn't done the profiling system. The whole point of it is to have Mary's contact details. And of course, with the DittoTalk, you've got that brilliant high-tech, high-touch process, which is just the most magnificent development for our business that's ever been. We've been struggling to figure all of that out now for, 65 years, and here it is. We've got it. we can show her the most fantastic graphics or animation, automation, everything going on her screen, and a brand new person, as I have had, doing their very first DittoTalk to somebody, as I have had one of my team members do, new team member, have a person sign up right there and then on the spot with starter pack number 3, and also sign up for their own DNA site and get their own DittoTalk, all in the same process on the very first call. Now, that's not going to happen every time, right? But in fact, most people will probably pick, excuse me, guys, it's got my morning voice here. Hang on. Most people will go to the more info button, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's really the process of our businesses. We talk to people again and again and again, and we give them the information they want in the form that they want it until they have enough information where they can make a decision. We don't close people in our business. We actually open them, and we just continue to give them the information that they are looking for until they have enough information where they either run out of excuses why they can't say yes, or they're so genuinely excited that they can't stop. And as I've learned in this business over so many years, when you have a person who is excited about it, you cannot stop them coming aboard. You, you simply cannot stop them. It doesn't matter how much or how little information they have actually taken in, you can't stop them coming in. Whereas if a person is not that interested, sometimes you can talk to them or give them as much information as they need for as long as everybody gets tired of it, and they're never going to come aboard. So it's just a process. It doesn't matter whether they come aboard or they don't. You're just going through the process of the system of presenting, getting the next appointment set up, getting on the phone the next time, giving them the information they need, setting up the next appointment, giving them what they need, keeping up, following up, being persistent about the whole thing, never letting go of the process. That's all it is. It's a process. It's a system. Whereas I know that some people just, if a person doesn't say yes right there, they're saying, oh, that person's not interested. It's not true. It's just that the timing may not be right. You think about where you were 90 years, 90 years. You'd have to be pretty old for that. 90 days ago. Most people 90 days ago had a completely different way of living as they do today. 90 days is a lifetime for lots of people. 3 months, a lot can change in 3 months. So if they said they weren't interested 3 months ago, now's a good time to get back in touch with them and follow up, follow up, follow up. It's the golden thing we do, is following up. Okay, so now a quick bit of updates on what's happening with the DittoTalk. At the moment, we have the ProTF version in English and Spanish, and that's now in 7 countries. We have other countries that we are waiting for costings and sign-up procedures. There is a lot of technical work that goes on in the background to make each country possible to have happen with DittoTalk, not the least being the online sign-up side of it. 4Life have some countries, in fact many countries, where online sign-up just doesn't happen. There is other things that have to happen as well. They may have online sign-up for the form, but they don't have online purchasing that can happen in conjunction with that. They may have to have a hard copy signed into their office as well as an online sign-up feature, or they may just have a sign-up, hard copy sign-up. So each country is an individual country. We wished it was simpler than that, but we have to go through the processes of everything that we do to make it all work. The transfer, and of course some countries haven't got ProTF and some of the products that we have in the package of the ProTF package. So this is why the TF Plus version was born, which of course eventually can be in every country, pretty much, because TF Plus is in most countries, if not every country. So at the moment, we have the TF Plus version in 2 countries, the USA and the Philippines, working completely as DittoTalk should work. This week, New Zealand, Australia are coming. We've just got the pricing and the costings from 4Life that can enable us to complete that. And that will mean the other Oceania countries as well will have DittoTalk as well, because they are linked in with the Australian prices. We have a generic version for TF Plus in the final stages of creation as well. And this will mean that countries where we haven't got the final costings or sign-up procedures that we can complete with, will enable you to do a generic version of the TF Plus version into those countries. At the end of it, you will be dealing with it. We'll be dealing with the sign up or the more info side of it, or maybe not the more info side, but certainly the sign up side, as you would normally deal with a person who you were signing up. Maybe they came at you on the phone, or you'd met with them, had a meeting. So you'll have the opportunity to have the TF Plus DittoTalk version available for you for presentation, but you'll just need to deal with the sign-up side of it yourself, as you do in your traditional sense, in the way that you do it now. All right, everybody. I think that's me for today. That's a short and a sharp and a sweet one. So I just wish you all the best ahead of your Ditto Talking week. I know that if you're not on the Facebook For Life Ditto Talk platform and page, you should get yourself in there, because we keep everybody as up to date with new things as they come out as best we can. I know Dave is in Colombia at the moment. If you're listening, Dave, good evening, morning, whatever it is in Colombia. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to take over from you here this morning. I am wishing every one of you a very, very productive week ahead. Guys, we have got the most phenomenal business in the world. I personally and honestly believe that everybody who does anything else is crazy. I've had that sense in me for 17 years now. It's as strong in me now, if not stronger, than it was 17 years ago. I'm the guy that can stand on the street corner and yell out, "I'm in network marketing." And I encourage every single person to get that proud of what we do and be strong about it. That we have the best business system on the planet, and we just got to get out there and tell everyone about it. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Corey, for getting me on here, handling all that techo stuff. And we've got some really exciting things coming up for everyone. So a great week ahead. Thank you, everybody. And it's a very good night, good morning, good afternoon from me. Thank you. Bye.